morning guys, welcome to Flory Models Daily Vlog. Here we are, Tuesday the 30th of October. It's almost Halloween, almost the end of the month, and it means it's almost Telford. Now, as you know, Telford for us, it's like the Super Bowl or the sort of, you know, the FA Cup, your Olympics or whatever it is. But also it's double-sided. I love obviously to come and meet you guys and everything else, but we are there as a commercial business from the Flory model side of it, and now with the PM side of it as well, which Matt's really dealing with, not me so much me. But yeah, so we're sort of getting everything ready. So yesterday we were doing washes and pigments. Pigments are horrible, nasty, horrible stuff to do into bottles, but actually lovely to work with. I hope you enjoyed the little video I did yesterday. It's just the basic of how to use pigments, the 3 ways of doing it. But thanks for all the feedback on it. I intend to do some more of these little micro tutorials, which will cover it a little bit more in depth than what you saw. Those will come along. We'll talk about washes, which will probably be my first one, and then so forth and so on as we make our way through. But when we go back in the studio in a minute, I'll talk all about that one. So as you can see, here we are. We're getting there. It's a lot easier now with this nice system. So yes, washes are in. So first batch of the dark dirt washes, I've just been restocking them up in there. So we tend to make them these days in roughly batches of around about 100 to 200 at a time. And we go through it like that. The sanders, as you can probably see, these are in here now. So we've done a couple of thousand of them, which is these ones, which we were out of stock for so long. They're obviously back in stock now. I know the particular favourite. Answering a couple of questions that have obviously appeared overnight. People talking about sanders when we were talking about the green and white ones, things like that. Yeah, it's how we work it is the first question about them. Don't forget, the set we have up here is just a tenner, and I'll be honest with you, we make sod all on it because you actually get a load of freebies in there. It's a taster to see what works with you. And pretty much there's 2 of all the types of skinny, which is all of them, and then we've got the big sander in there. You've got the green and white sander is in there, as well as the blue sander, the dual one, and all of the number 5s. That's how that one works. Really, after that, the way you look at it, if it's got a white core on it, okay, so if it's one of these for instance and it's white, that's the coarse ones. Okay, if it's a blue type of sander, it tends to be a medium. So these ones over here, the blue and black ones, they are the medium sander. We've obviously got these are the medium sander, and then obviously, where are we? We've got the blue core in here. These are all the medium ones. So if it's a blue color, it is. Green is fine. So obviously we got the new ones just down in here. The green and white ones, they're the fine ones. The actual sander itself, with the green core, that is the fine one. That's how we've sort of designated it. And obviously the polisher, the good old-fashioned, everyone's favourite, the big blue and white one, that is like a standalone one, like that. So really, white is coarse, blue is medium, green is fine. Okay, that's how roughly we've done it. When the new one comes out, it's going to have a nice green core in it, so it'll identify, and it's going to be somewhere between the fine one on the old black polisher. Okay, so it's around about 1200 grit for the people who want to know the grits, and then it's roughly around about 320, which is our green fine one on here. Okay, so that's roughly how it's going to go with those. But at the moment, it might not seem it, but we've got 100 sets up here all ready to go for the actual show stock. We've got further backups of show stock down in here, with these packs are all set and all ready to go, so they're all in there like that. So in the evenings, I've been spending most of my time doing those. As I said, washes in soak, so we've got 100 grimes that came out through the system yesterday, so they're in there. We've got 100 sands down in here, we've got the sand wash, we've got 100 down in there. Blacks will be coming out later today. Dark dirt is the ones we've got over there, so they're in there. Got 100 whites in there. Brown is in soak at the moment, and grime, I think we've got about 90, so we're gonna have to do another restock of those next week just to come up. But really, that's all in there. Pigments, as I said, I've got to label a lot of them up, but we've got the pigments down in here. So we've got all the pigments, and this is the one we were using yesterday, which was the light earth, I think it was. So we've got a load of those down in there, so hopefully we're pretty much there. We've got boxes organised, we've got bags organised, we've got all the display stuff, we've got our nice new cards. Some of you who obviously ordered recently will be getting our new postcards, which is quite nice. Nice and glossy, thick card. Okay, so as I said, got a few more sanders to get going. Going to do those over the next few evenings, and then we'll all be set really. So in theory, we're not doing too bad. We're actually ahead of the game. So anyway, your daily weather report from here in sunny Devon is, where are we? Some view behind me. Is it going to work? But yes, I can report today we have not a cloud in the sky. Literally, there's nothing here whatsoever. Bloody cold. I must admit this morning it was -2 and it certainly felt it. A bit chilly out with the dog this morning. So in the house, also today, I'm going to have to shut the door because it's freezing and I'm being blinded. So John Wilkes popped round today and he brought me a couple of kits for review, so I'm going to do these really quick. I'm hoping to get John on tomorrow's night's live show. John does a lot of magazine work, as you know, but yeah, so this is the next one, which is the 32nd F5 F. Obviously it's the 2-seat one, but this is the one I was interested in. So this is the new Yak 130, the Russian one, and both of us said the box weighs an absolute ton. There's a ton of stuff in here, some really interesting markings as well on this one. So what I'm going to do is either late this afternoon or certainly tomorrow morning, I'm going to get the review of these done, so because then John can have them back. The other one as well he sent me was, I know a lot of people have mentioned this book to me. You either love it or you hate it, but it's a fantastic book by a Japanese modeller. Again, it's one of those ones, don't get me wrong, I think the techniques are fantastic, but I just can't help feeling it's a little bit over-weathered in a lot of ways. And some of the, perhaps, the basic model building techniques. Weathering's fine, but just a couple of things on there that I spotted instantly. And I'm thinking, well, yeah, I'm not being disrespectful of the guy, but if you're going to put it in a book and a magazine, you might want to watch your silvering and things like that. So yes. So anyway, that's those. And then through to the studio, we have what we're up to. So again, thank you to all the comments about the actual weathering. Hopefully, actually, I might be able to show you guys what we were talking about. You know, you get a better look at this. Now it's dried off. I put some more pigments on after the show. You can see how it's blended in now. And then hopefully, we were trying to show, it's very difficult to do it, but the sort of mud effect on the brick. This is where you need two hands now, because I want the camera to lock just there. No, I want it to lock just there. There we go. So the mud on the edge of the brick. So it's very difficult to get an autofocus camera to lock right where you want it. Let's try it again. There we go. Ah, gotcha. But hopefully you can see it's got a muddy thing, and that is now scratchable. It goes rock hard. It's not like PVA glue where you traditionally do it. There's the rusty down the back and everything else we did to that one. But again, it's just a little bit of fun on there. Tomcat is what I'm just about to do. This is next. So we're going to get in here, we're going to do the black work around the canopy, check the canopy seam, make sure that's all good, and then we're going to put this into a coat of primer. If we're happy with the primer and we're looking good with that, we're going to go straight in with paint. I'm not going to pre-shade it. I'm going to try something a little bit different. We did pre-shading before. We often speak about black basing and pre-shading. I'm just going to post-shade it, I think, right the way through. Should be quite interesting. Going to try a couple of new things on this one as well, so wish me luck with that. But that is what we're up to today, so we're going to get those done, and then obviously a little bit later on we're going to have a look at some tools, being Tool Tuesday. So join us back this afternoon when we have a look at some pointy things. Hello and welcome back. So Tool Tuesday, what are we talking about tools today? Okay, we've got a couple of things. First of all, I have to say I have been spraying this. Okay, so we've been working on the Tomcat. You can see it nice side by side, and unfortunately, hold on, we just need to move a camera until this is all done live these days. Right, okay, hold on, camera out, panning camera out. So there we go. This is Hitaka's paints. I am actually really loving these. Now, to be honest with you, last time we used them was on the Corsair, and we had a few problems with the colours, as in their white was shockingly bad and all the rest of it. But actually, the more I'm using this stuff, and I've been playing with it the last couple of weeks because it's something P&M we're trying to play with as well. So I've been giving them a fair shot of it, and I've actually, first time I've shot these things in anger, and it's worked really, really well. So a little bit of a spoiler thing, you can see down below here, we've done a little bit of sort of difference in the colouring. We put some blues into this one. This is to make the greys stand out a little bit more. I wouldn't call this pre-shading. I know it looks like it, but it's more just a case of putting in some shadowing effects. And I've literally just started spraying the Hitaka paint. I think the biggest secret to this is, and I don't know why I'm going to try and show you this because it won't work, but I've actually been using their own thinners. The reason I say I won't show you is, one, I can't see it. What have I done with it? Here it is. I put it into one of my bottles because unfortunately when Matt brought it here, he dropped it. And it was leaking, and when we had it on the desk, if you're watching it live, you'd notice it was leaking, so we quickly took it out and we put it into one of these, and I'm good to go now. But there is no smell whatsoever using their thinners, and that is what I'm really loving about this paint. So again, I'm playing with it first time in anger, I'm really getting used to it and it's working really well, but I just wanted to bring you up to speed how we're getting on with the Tomcat this afternoon. She's looking very, very nice, and you can see coming together, but I am loving this. We're halfway through, just started to do the video on this one, and yeah, the paint is just really, really good. Enjoying it a lot. Anyway, tools. Okay, this was brought up, and I can't remember who it was now, and I did have their name and it's gone, but one of the guys in the forum actually mentioned this last week, and me and Matt were very kindly given by the guys at Brevco a couple of presents for being around their stand last weekend when we were in Eindhoven. And these are which are the Despain, or I don't know how you're supposed to pronounce it. I pronounce it. I probably mutilated it. But tweezers. Now, tweezers are tweezers at the end of the day. I'm amazed that we managed to get it out via customs, but we did. If I just bring this camera back in a bit tighter. And you can obviously, you know, you can go out and buy normal hairdressers, eye plucking ones, all the rest of it. But a good pair of tweezers actually is pretty much, I would say, a modelling essential. Now, I've got these, which I've been using for a while now, which is just a cheap thing off of Flory, I think they were. But they've got a lethal point on them, which is great. Because when you need to pick up that small part, you can get it precisely and away you go, all right? But I know a few people in the forum who were talking about these and saying how nice they were. And again, thanks to Karine, who obviously donated these to us, we can have a proper look. Now, I haven't opened these or anything, as always. These are genuine, because I can't even get into it. Let's try the other end. Here we go, we're in. And we can see exactly what we've got in here. So these are the ones. You can see they're €9. They're in a little box, and they're just held in like this. Okay, and here they are. Very nice, very shiny. My lord, that is a point. I must admit, you know, we brought these back through on a plane with us. No wonder Matt got stopped. But yeah, we can see very nice indeed. But also you might notice down here on the point, that's a really nice grasp area. It's not just a tiny little point like these. I know these are, you can probably see how these are, they're not brilliant. Then you look at these going together. You can see how flat they go and these don't. So yeah, that's very, very nice indeed. So if you were doing something like you wanted to get a bit of tape off your desk or anything else like that, as you can see, it grips properly. So if we put that down properly, okay, you can get hold of it. That's actually just cut through it, and you can actually get hold of the tape with no problem at all. And I think that's an eyelash there. Okay, he did ping off admittedly. There he is. If I can get it. There we go. That's how precise these tweezers are. I can show you that. That's an eyelash hair, or possibly a nose hair. But there you go. That's got it. Very, very nice. And I have to say, they feel like all the Despain stuff, like a proper quality item. It doesn't feel cheap. These feel literally what it is. It's just a bit of metal that's welded together at one end. Okay, these just feel that little bit extra, and that is the thing with all the Despain stuff. They really do feel very, very nice. Okay, so let's have a look at the others. So again, €9. I know you're thinking, Christ, for a pair of tweezers, but actually, Zen, these are really very, very nice indeed. Okay, these are the blunt ones. So as you can see, you've got a nice blunt on there, and again, a good positive bite to these coming together. So you've actually got a slight kink on one side and straight on the other. So that gives you that larger footprint, that flat area at the end here to get it. So again, we can got a hair, pick up a hair with no problem at all. You can just come in, grab it, and away you go. And I think that's kudos to it, that you can actually just come in and pick up a hair. Okay, and then when you've got some tape and it's down, you can literally just grab it, and it's got a good flat area that bites, that holds, and everything like that. So if you're coming in with various things, and if you wanted to pick things up, so we've got a little polycotton cap down in here, you can see it really does pick it up very, very nicely. And I'm pushing on that quite heavily, but it's got a good flat area. And again, just for playing here. I'll tell you what, we've got a real world situation. Okay, so if you wanted to get something else like this, I'm wondering how chiseled this end is to be able to lift. Ooh. Okay, so that's, again, this is that foil, so you can see it's down on here, and then you can just grab it, and as you would then come up to your area. You could then place it in, line it up, square it up, slip out, and it's on there. If you wanted to remove it, in with your pointy tweezers, and this one is proper down now. I don't want to destroy. There we go. Up and in. Really very, very nice indeed. Very, very nice. Again, I know it's just a pair of tweezers, but actually they are really good. Look at that. Fantastic. So anyway, it's one of those things. It's like quality. It's one of those quality items. You are paying a little bit more for a pair of tweezers, but actually those flat ones are really nice. They've got a good flat footprint, so you can easily get in and pick things up with it. And then again, you've got the pointy ones as well for that real fine detail work. So if you're doing any type of small part placement and stuff like that, then this is where you want to go. Okay, and again, because they've got a nice good flat area, you are sorted. So yeah, nice. And actually, I must admit, I quite like this packaging as well. The packaging alone, it's something very simple, subtle, but it absolutely works. Works an absolute treat in those. So very, very nice indeed. So there we go. That's the Dispain tweezers. The other thing is that they gave us was these. Okay, so these are drill bit sets. As you can see down in here, they do 0.3 to 1.2 for €12.50. Okay. So let me get in the little bag here. So this is like a bulk set. So in here, as you can see, you've got them all. So we've got the sizes. Okay, so we've got down in here, that's the 0.3, that's the 0.4, that's the 1.1, that's the 1 mil, that's the 1.2. Okay, what else we got there? 0.6. We got a 0.8. We've got a 0.9. We've got down here a 0.5, that's the one we want. So then we've got 4 and 3, just down like that. And then obviously we've got 1 mil and 9. As you can see, you've got them literally just like that. Very, very nice indeed. Okay, so if we just grab one of these, which one's this? This is the 0.7. That's where we want to go. We go one there and one there. So these go into this little tool. So if you've got one of these already, you'll know that you've actually got the very nice, I think these are tungsten carbide drill bits, just like that. So these are replacements for this. Now these do break. We know they break. They break all the time, and they drive me mad, just like they do everybody else. Okay, so these little guys, let me just pick up our 1.2 in here. Very nice little baggie. Let me just grab one out. Just move those. Okay, that is the drill bit itself. Nice little holder. And then this little guy will just come up into here, drops down and in, quarter turn, and you are good to go. And that actually looks really nice. So basically you've got down there 0.3 mil, which is like ridiculously tiny. Right the way up here, as we got, is like the 1.2. And you might notice, I don't know how well you can see, but it looks slightly different than it is. It is a different design than the ones that come in. I'm wondering if these are slightly nicer ones. They are the same. They are made by Dispain. They're tungsten steel bits. But again, you've got a full sort of, you know, second set of them down in there like that. And again, just take him out, stick him in his holder, got a little house, and away he goes. He's in there literally just like that. But you've got this full set now of them just like that. Again, they're one of those things where they break, they always break, but I can honestly say, having been using these over behind them, these, I can just show you a quick gauge, which is actually quite funny. Okay, get these out. Okay, so obviously this is my Chinese ones, which were dirt cheap. Okay, now can you see the difference in the ends? Oh, there we go, drop them everywhere. So much for the display, Flory. Okay, so that's the difference. Can you see? You might notice that I have broken, 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 broken. They should all be the same length in theory. As you can see, I've broken all of these. I have yet, and I haven't been using those to break any of the actual Dispain ones. So they're slightly better quality. You can see they're all the same length versus obviously my other ones are various lengths where I've broken the ends off. They should all be like that, and you can see all the ones lower than the line, so that's yellow, white, purple, you know, the buffy colour down here and all the rest of it have been broken off. So yes, again, this is one of those things where we often say about it, and it is great that, you know, you can pick up something like these and they are literally pence, but you pay a little bit extra, you get a little bit more quality. And I have to say that they do work a lot better than the Chinese ones, because again, I break these all the time, and I bought a load of sets of these, and this is my last set, and since I switched over to here, I've yet to break one. So you can obviously say quality over it, but it is that thing, don't put any lateral force into these whatsoever. If you put any type of bend, they just shear. Their strength is just go straight down and straight out. If you put anything sideways, they don't like it and they break. And there we go, that is the Dispain ones. Very, very nice indeed. Right, that is about it for me today. Thank you very much for joining me. I'm going to carry on doing the actual Tomcat because I want to get the light ghost grey down onto that one today, and then obviously we can get the darker one on that tomorrow and work our way through. Don't forget, tomorrow night we have got a live show, so we're going to be doing obviously the live at 5-ish, which is the recorded one, so we're going to be looking at your great work and what's going on in the forum and all the bits and pieces just along like that. And then in the evening we've got the actual evening show, probably going to be a hangout because we've given up on the other one, so you can join us again for that one. So till tomorrow everybody, happy modelling, take care.